Welcome back to an episode of No Handouts Podcast with your boy G. And today, I've got my co-host with me.
Late night in the building, tracks up in the building. Let's go.
And we also have a special guest, man. Look, if you guys haven't been watching, or if you guys have, don't have a cell phone, if you guys are living in the bottom of Bikini Bottom,
Yo,
and
these guys are
like, if you're still feeding pterodactyls, then you might not know who this man is. So please, man, introduce yourself, my boy.
My name is WILFRED LaSalle, and I am the director, screenwriter, and producer of the brand new Security Guard film slated for 2025, and the CEO of LaSalle Productions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, appreciate you coming out, man.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, man. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you coming out, man. Really
you.
do. So just to kind of get into it a little bit, brother.
I just need to know who the hell you are, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, this guy has amazing pedigree. On top of that, like I said, he's very inspirational, man. We're gonna get into that, and I think I've told you before, man. I'm a big fan of what you do, just because, like I said, we've come to a place now where I feel like the independent scene is, one, it's at its biggest, but also it's at a place where it's harder for us to get in. So I really enjoy and I really am happy about what you're doing, because, like I said, it takes that one person to open the door, to open up the floodgates. You know what I mean? So just kind of talk to me, man. How did you start this journey, brother?
So I started this journey back in 2019. I was at the gym working out in Mount Vernon. It's called Extreme Fitness.
Yep.
And I'm Puerto Rican. A lot of people look at me and they say, this white guy, I'm Puerto Rican. I just want to say, for the record, I'm Puerto Rican. So when I say I'm your favorite white boy from the hood, it's because I'm from the projects and I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm Puerto Rican and proud. So a lot of people, they get this thing confused with, they're like, white guy. And I'm like, well, hold a minute, man. All right? Hold a minute. So I just want to say that. And so I started, back in 2019, I'm in the gym, I'm working out. And, I started having these visions of what I started to see, which was like, I saw a guy in a red jacket and I started seeing all these images. It's the weirdest thing, but my Spanish people understand what I'm talking about when you get that feeling, when like it's that feeling. I can't explain it, but we know. Right? So I get this feeling, I leave the gym, I run out, and I go home and I start writing the script for what would become my first film called Hilo.
Yes.
Now, mind you, I had no film experience. I certainly didn't know how to use a camera, didn't know how to hold a camera, nothing about it. Like, there was nothing I knew. But what I knew was, at that moment, I had to act on my vision.
Right.
So I hired this production company. We went out to Shelter, Connecticut, and we filmed Hilo. Hilo was actually shot in Connecticut.
That's crazy.
And they redid the whole area now in Shelton, and that was the first film. But it felt more like a music video. When I showed my wife, she said to me, she goes, Will, I got to be honest with you, man. This feels like an extended trailer. It doesn't feel like a movie because it was limited dialogue, right?
Yeah.
And so, I had to take the criticism.
Yeah.
My wife is my toughest critic.
For sure.
And she's going to be brutally honest. And sometimes I don't want to hear those things, but I have to hear them because it's important for me to grow from that, right?
I admire that, because I'm not going to hold you. Like, some people don't know how to take criticism well.
No, they don't.
They
don't,
think you talking shit.
Yeah,
They really do
yeah.
think you talking shit when in all reality, you're really telling them, like, hey, look, this is what you can improve on, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was one of those guys. I mean, I thought, like, hey, my stuff is good, but we all think that, right? We all think we are the greatest, and we should think that. You should always think that. So I'm not against that. But then it started to snowball from there, and then I made Hilo 2. That came out the next year, and then Hilo 3, then Graves, then Oculus, and now we're at Security Guard. So 6 films in 6 years, which is unheard of. Thank you, man.
That's
Thank
amazing,
you.
man. That's amazing. Like I said, it's a meteoric rise, man. You got to keep doing what you're doing, brother. Like I said, because somebody needs to open the floodgates, man. And I'm super happy that we have somebody, you know what I mean? And he's Puerto Rican, that we can look to.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because we need somebody that we can look at and we can be like, yo, bro, like, he did it.
Yeah.
So we can do it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you bring up the culture. You uplift the people when you do what you do. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's hard because it's hard to see where you're going when you're standing in the spot you're at. So, you know what I mean? But like I said, I really highly appreciate what you're doing, man. Tell me something, man. How has the creative process changed from the first movie to the second, to the most to the one that you're doing now?
So for me, it's always been trying to outdo the last film. As a creator, as a filmmaker, anyone can tell you this. You always have to raise the bar with the next piece of content.
For sure.
Right? We're always trying to look at what we did before and say, okay, how can I improve this? How can I make this better? How can I make the cinematography? How can I make the story better?
Right.
Those are the challenges that we face. So I face them head on. I'm always looking at my last film and saying, okay, how can I outdo that film? Everyone thought this film was great. How can I top that film? How can I give the audience the wow factor where it's like, holy crap, like this is whoa, I know this was good. And you continuously grow.
Right.
I think for a creator, I think it's very important to reflect on your previous work in order to make your current work better.
Absolutely. You always got to be looking up to the future. I always say, man, like you got to walk in there and take the arrow sometimes. You know what I mean? Because you come out stronger for sure. And like it shows in the progress of the films. Like I said, I've seen Hilo 1 all the way to 3. And, you're right. The first one, it was kind of more of a short film, kind of something. And then like the last one is like pretty much damn near 2 hours and then I think 30 minutes, something like that. And you know what I mean? It's incredible to see the progression. You know what I mean? Like everything from the cinematography to the writing, you know what I mean? Like you can see every project get better. And I mean, and that's really what we want, bro. You know what I mean? So definitely. And I just have a question, like being an independent filmmaker, man, how do you kind of navigate, with a small or a limited budget, man?
We have no budget. I'm the budget. There's no investors, there's no sponsors. What you see is myself and a few of the actors who are not in those scenes helping me create this magic. I do not do this alone.
Absolutely.
I will never claim to have done this single-handedly. This takes a group effort. I am proud of my cast members. They put the work in. They are some of the most talented individuals that you'll ever meet. When I tell you the actors that I have on my production, I am blessed to have them. You're talking about Yanko Valentin Perez, who is a theater actor. This guy puts the work in. He's at the Lee Strasberg Academy. He's going to Juilliard. This guy defines the odds. Lance Theobald Jr., he's a plane crash survivor. He survived a plane crash. Yes, he did. He's the best-selling author.
Hey, shout out to you.
Wow. Yep, Lance Theobald Jr., Lancelot Theobald Jr. He'll kill me if I get his name wrong. But, it's these are the actors that come in and do the work. And one thing I will say is I hate influencers.
Okay.
I think it sends the wrong message because for me, it's instant gratification. It's the overnight success. That is a shortcut. I don't respect that. Okay. I respect the actors who come in, who do the work. They don't just come in and say a few lines. They're actually working on their craft, and that is true art.
I can see where you're coming from, man. I mean, we've had this conversation a little bit too, and I mean, we can even go back to the Jake Paul with Tyson, right? Like, I mean, Jake Paul wouldn't have a fight with Tyson if he wasn't, you know what I mean, this influencer.
Right.
And then you see a bunch of guys who are super skilled, guys who have been training in their field forever, and they will never get an opportunity like that, which is sad, right? Because it's like, hey, I've been doing this for my entire life. This is what my life is about. And then you give it to the guy who's just, a monkey on internet. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, shout outs to him. I don't want to downplay what he's doing because at the end of the day, like it takes a lot of courage to get into it with Mike Tyson for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw some of the fight. To me, it looked very fixed.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, 100%. Mike was definitely Mike was holding back. Mike was holding back. I mean, Mike could have knocked him out as soon as he came out.
So I say this too. I always say, listen, Mike is 70 years old, man. Mike is an old dude. But
he's still a bad.
I would never want to fight him personally.
Registered weapon.
But
he himself is a registered weapon.
I would never want to fight him. But I tell you what, you give me $1 million, I'll hop in that ring with him.
Yeah, we'll take a blow. We'll get knocked out for Tyson.
Oh shit. Hey brother, just question, man. What is your biggest challenge that you think you have to overcome while you're doing these films, bro?
There's a bunch. So I'm going to narrow it down for you.
Go ahead.
Managing egos is the huge, huge thing. You got to manage different personalities. You got to understand that you have to ridicule in private and praise in public.
I see that.
Looks like I failed. Looks like I failed.
And what I mean by that is every film I make, I learn a very valuable lesson.
For sure.
Now, whether that lesson is a personal lesson of what not to do or what policies I need to enforce in the next contract, or how to position a camera or lighting or something. I'm always learning something. But the challenges that arise are managing different actors. When you're managing different actors, you have to understand that you can't approach each actor the same way. Right?
Absolutely.
I know this guy, he has a certain way. He has a tick with him. His tick is different than that actor's tick.
Okay.
And so when you're doing those things, you have to be mindful and cognizant that you do it with the integrity and the respect. I never, like I said, I always, if I have to critique an actor, if I have to, give them any advice, I pull them to the side. Right. But one thing I will never do is tell another actor how to act. Because like I said, and I'm going to say it many times, I am a terrible actor. I have no business being in front of the camera. No business. I've never claimed to be the greatest actor in the world. I am the greatest independent filmmaker in the world, not the greatest actor. I leave that to the professionals.
Tell him, man. Tell him.
It's crazy because he's in front of a camera right now, though. So
I will say this, man. It kind of sounds like you're Phil Jackson with the Lakers right now, bro. Trying to manage those egos. No, man.
I don't know. What about Phil with the Bulls, man? I'm a Bulls guy. 96, 97 Bulls. Man.
Hey, that one too. But I think probably Kobe and Shaq hated each other a little bit more.
Yeah. But they worked together. They did. You see, here's the thing. A lot of people, it's easy to hate a guy like me. It's easy to look at a guy and say, well, look, based on this guy's image, he's had everything handed to him. What they don't know is my father was a heroin addict. I grew up very poor in the projects. My mother was on public assistance. My mother worked 2 jobs. My sister took care of us. Okay, we had nothing growing up. Okay, and it's not the pity committee, but the reality is someone out there had it harder than I did. But what I did was take all of those hardships and transcend them into something positive. Absolutely. And so when people look at me and they make these statements about my character, my integrity speaks for itself. Right. Okay, I over-deliver. Anybody who tells you about Will LaSalle, they're going to tell you a couple of things. They're going to tell you he's bat shit out of his mind. The guy is driven beyond belief, but he over-delivers. And if he says he's doing it, it's done yesterday.
There we go. Listen, man, a lot of times, man, when the hate comes, it's out of fear. Because they know you're coming.
Well, well, they know I'm coming. Not only do they know I'm coming, people fear what they don't understand.
For sure.
And what people don't understand is about me is that when people do things to me, it fuels me. When there's a fallout or a rivalry or anything that happens anywhere, I use it as motivation. So it just becomes more personal to me. I'm like, okay,
this guy.
I gotta prove to this guy that okay, it's not a game. Right. You see. Here's the mantra, and I'm going to be very honest, and I'm going to be very frank about this. If you want to be in first place, you play with LaSalle Productions.
There we go.
If you want to go out there and do mediocre films, you go play with those other guys.
There we go.
But this is LaSalle Productions. This is how we run LaSalle Productions, and that is why we are the greatest independent film company next to A24. And A24, we're coming for you.
Oh, let them know. You guys are on notice. You guys are on notice.
Fighting words.
We're coming for that ass.
That's my only competition. The only competition for me is A24 at this point.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the indie film game, you're talking about LaSalle Productions. You're talking about a company that was built on nothing. You're talking about a self-made man who came from humble beginnings. An ordinary man doing extraordinary things. A lot of people will sit here and want a handout. Hence the No Handout podcast, right? And when you look at those things, people want the glory for the work they didn't put in.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's crazy because it creates entitlement for people. It creates this level of a monster where they can sit here and feel like they deserve to be in my spot when they haven't done half the work that I've done to be where I'm at today. Right. So if you want to be where I'm at, do the work. Send 1,000 emails. Wake up at 4 a.m. Go to bed at 10 at night. Work on your craft day in and day out for 5 hours. I go home, I'm editing, I'm working because I refuse to be out work. No matter how hard you're willing to work, I'm willing to work harder than you.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely, man. That's what I was talking about.
Right there.
Listen, I mean, but that's the type of attitude you need. You know what I mean? Like I said, whenever they keep shutting doors in your face, you just go to the next one. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people get afraid. They get afraid. They get told no, and what you're looking at is the man who was told no, and no just means numerous opportunities. Okay, impossible. You separate the word. It means I'm possible, and at the end of the day, rejection is just simply redirection. That is what this is about. This is about being better than who you were yesterday. This is about the man who took a stance of bravery to make a film, step outside, didn't care what anybody thought about him, and said, listen, I'm going to come here and revolutionize independent filmmaking, and I'm going to show the world just how great I am, and my actors are, because I have some of the greatest actors to ever be discovered. You're talking about Kyle Bland. You're talking about Rob D'Angelo, Lancelot Theobald Jr., Yanko Valentin Perez, Sharif Bayer. These are the actors that no one knows about, but they're great. And you're going to see it. The world's going to see. When they see the security guard, they're going to know just how great these actors are. Gotcha. That's it.
WILFRED, how do you go about picking your cast, man? How do you go about picking the crew? Like, how do you go about that, bro?
So what I do is I go on, a lot of it is backstage. Okay. A lot of it is sometimes word of mouth. Sometimes it's Instagram. It depends. I had one of my actresses, Annie Picard, was very nice enough to, discover most of these actors and actresses from Pennsylvania. We have actors and actresses from Pennsylvania, LA, from all walks of life. But we normally reach out. We'll send an email. If I see someone do something great, I'm always interested. But the most important thing for me is, what I've learned is, I never allow any directors on my set. I will never have another director on my set. And I'll tell you why. In the past, they come onto my set, right? And I'm going to use the analogy of this. It's like having a garden, right? And the guy comes in and says, hey, man, I know you have a garden. I have a garden too. I want to water your flowers, right? He tells you he wants to water your flowers, but what he's really there to do is take your flowers so he can build up his own garden. And that's what they do. They come in, they want to recruit my actors that I've worked hard to maintain. I don't own any likenesses or any of the actors, but from a business standpoint, if you think about it, right? Coca-Cola would never go to Pepsi and say, here's some business cards or set up shop in front of them, right?
Absolutely.
It's something in business. It's something in business you just don't do. So maybe they do that on other productions, but on LaSalle Productions, we just don't allow it. Unless you're a big director and you're giving my cast members a $50 million budget, or you're giving them an opportunity. Unless you're Steven Spielberg, you're not coming on my set.
I was just gonna say,
it creates problems, man. These guys poach. They'll take from your cast. They'll take your ideas. They'll take your locations. I got to protect my company no matter what.
Listen, you do, and like I said, I'm not gonna say too much. I'm not gonna say names, but we used to work with a few people, man, and I remember like running ideas through certain people, and then a week or two later,
they're airing your idea.
Not only did they air it, they shot it, they put it on video, and I'm like,
this is what I'm talking about.
And then when you ask him, it's like, yeah, where'd you get that idea? Oh, I just thought about it one night. Oh, you just thought about it one night. Yeah, okay. All right, throw a shoe at your ass. You know what I mean?
But this is and you can only imagine how the film world is. The film
it's even
world
worse.
Is cutthroat.
It's even worse.
You're talking about, oh, I'm going to cut this guy to get this opportunity. I'm going to do this. See, so what we did here with LaSalle Productions, the whole point why I founded this company was to simply give the underdog an opportunity. A platform where they can be seen, they can be heard, but most importantly, it's a platform where they can simply do what they love, and that is to act.
That's it. I love it, man. I love it. So again, you said you got a bunch of talent on there, man, and like you said, you just the word of mouth, things of that nature, and just to say, who would you say is probably the guy that we need to be looking out for? Who's your guy? You're saying like, man, he's ready. He's ready as far as an actor.
All of my actors are great in their own way.
I love that.
So I'm not going to sit here and say one actor is more important than the other, because that's truly not true. What I will say is I have many talented actors. So I'll name a few. And if I can't name all of you, please forgive me. I can't name them all. I can't name you guys all, right? We'll be here forever. But we're talking about Mackenzie Rain D'Angelo. Mackenzie Rain D'Angelo is she's amazing. She's never did any acting before. She is one of the main characters besides Omari Russell in the film. And my production manager, which I call my very own Scottie Pippen, Rob D'Angelo.
There we go.
Listen, this film would not be possible without Rob D'Angelo and Mackenzie Rain D'Angelo. They are phenomenal. So I would say Rob, I would say Lance, I would say Yanko Valentin Perez.
Let's go.
I would say Tara Beavers. I would say Kyle Bland. I love Kyle Bland. Let me tell you something. Kyle Bland has been with me the longest.
Yeah.
He is the easiest guy to work with. Shout out to Kyle Bland.
That's always a
Kyle,
pleasure, right?
you are amazing. He doesn't give me any issue. Kyle, can you shave your beard? Yeah, all right, well, I'll do it, man. All right, man. All right. I mean, listen, the guy believes in me. He trusts me. Never had an argument with the guy. Never had a disagreement with him.
Awesome.
So, Kyle, I love you, man. I don't give you enough credit, man. Kyle, you are amazing. Thank you, man, for all that you do. He's been with me since Hilo 2. He's been with me for about 6 films now. Out of 7, yeah.
That's
5
awesome. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, everyone's great in their own right. Sharif Bayer, he plays the school shooter. Yep. He's awesome. He's from Brooklyn.
Nice.
There's so many talented actors. I have the best. Like
Right.
they are all the greatest.
Guy.
That's why I'm the greatest, because they're the greatest and they make me the greatest. No actor is more important than the other. We're all a family here at LaSalle Productions. This is what this company was built on. It was built on ethics, integrity, and morality. That's what we do.
That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I love to hear, brother. Yeah, man. Shout outs to you, man. Shaving your beard, bro.
Oh yeah,
I could never do it.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to him.
I got this beard for a while, and
I don't even know what I look like.
I cannot let this go.
Let me tell you something. I made him shave off. I was like, listen, you're gonna shave it for veteran. You're gonna shave. He's like, oh man, again, man. Yo, he goes. He doesn't. And listen, Brian, he doesn't cut his beard for nobody. He doesn't. He's like, oh man. You know, he oils it up. He has it nice.
Yeah, for the dream, man.
But you know, Kyle does it, man. He's never ever told me no. Yanko too, man. Let me tell you something. Yanko Valentin Perez, another one. He's the star, the veteran. I showed you that trailer, right? Amazing. Yanko Valentin Perez is a method actor. He's one of the greatest method actors to walk the face of the earth. When you see the veteran trailer and you see the veteran film, Yanko Valentin Perez is going to be a household name. This man is a theater actor. That's what I was telling you about.
Yep.
He's phenomenal in his own right. The guy does the work. I asked Yanko to eat food out of a trash. He'll do it for the character.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. You saw the trailer. Yanko
It pays off.
Yanko gets in deep. Every character I give him, he over-delivers. I mean, he came to set as an Oculus. You got to see Oculus. He had a limp. I almost didn't recognize him. I said, there's no way. My wife goes, there's no way that's Yanko. I said, that's Yanko, man.
Yeah.
He's all in, and that's what I love. My
Right.
actors, I am blessed to have them. This company would be nothing without each and every one of you, because you guys have built this company and allow me to get you through the door and give you the opportunities that you all deserve. So thank you for that.
Absolutely amazing, man. Shout out to all you guys, man. I love that you said that too, man. I love that you said that, because I am in the same way, man. I love my team.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They're all
Gotta love your
amazing.
team, man.
I am better than all of them. No, I'm kidding. But but no, I love my team. No, I love my team, man. And I always sing their praises. I mean, they can tell you behind the scenes, I'm always like, hey guys, thank you. I could never do this without you. Always so appreciative, because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, with the podcast, man, I am not big enough yet to pay anyone. So when everyone's here, they're here for the dream. They're here because they believe. You know what I mean? Right. So I 100% like I appreciate that so much. I can only imagine like when you're going through, you know what I mean, the movie, and you're picking cast. Like it's an amazing thing when all these people come together and they're all looking. They're like, hey, we're going to do something fucking special. You know what I mean? And they all put the egos to the side. Yep. They're all like, listen, you know, we got to sacrifice a little bit, but you know what I mean? There's a vision. So that's always amazing, bro. And you know what I mean? Like, don't sell yourself short. You know what I mean? You are the engine that makes it go. So you know what I mean? Like, they obviously are the wheels, but you know what I mean? Like, for sure. You know what I mean? Together, you guys make it work.
That's right. And it's see, but the most important, you hit the nail on the head. The most important thing is to always stay humble and keep the ego in check. And I've always said that. When you do things for money, and you don't do it with passion, and you're only doing it for money, why are you doing it? Right. So here's the kicker. I was a volunteer NYPD auxiliary police officer. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm going to share that information with you now.
Appreciate it.
That is volunteer. And I'm going to correlate this with film. Here's the kicker. When you are a volunteer police officer and you are instructed, you go through an academy, you have to do the same job as a cop. The only thing is you don't get paid and you got this sheriff badge, just like a star. Gotcha. Those NYPD auxiliary officers know what I'm talking about. Now, if I took the job knowing that I'm not getting paid, should I perform less because I'm not getting paid? No. You do the job because you want to know that you're doing the best that you can. Or else, why waste anybody else's time? For sure. Same thing goes with acting. Right. You got people on here that sit here and tell you, I'm not getting paid, so therefore they don't have to have a certain level of professionalism. Then you're in the wrong field.
For sure.
Real actors act because they love it, not for money.
Right.
They do it for the love, for the art, for the creativity. So let me just be very frank with that. And a lot of people miss those cues and miss all those different opportunities because of the attitude. It is gratitude, not attitude.
Absolutely, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, man, you're a book of just like some great quotes, man. I love it, bro.
Well, I mean, listen. I've learned a lot. Yeah. And I'll give you this. I'm going to give you guys all something. bald eagles, when they're flying, I don't know if you know this, but crows tend to peck at them.
Really?
Now, a bald American eagle can tear the crow to shreds. He's
For sure.
3 times the size, if not 6 times the size of the crow.
Right.
But instead, you know what the eagle chooses to do? He rises to a certain altitude and he keeps going up and going up. You know what happens to the crow? The crow can't reach him because the altitude would choke him out. And so he rises and rises and rises up until he's not affected.
Yeah.
Because he chooses the high road. He's not going to sit there and tear the crow apart.
Right.
You just elevate and you soar. Soar means supersede obstacles around rejection.
There we go.
And that's what you do.
There we go. I fucking love that, bro. That's absolutely amazing, bro. You know what I mean? And I can see, like I said, like the elevation for you has been absolutely amazing. And obviously, like, there's been people that you haven't been able to take with you. You know what I mean? Some people that start with you, and I mean, I can attest to that here. I mean, I've started with people, and they're not here anymore. You know, unfortunately. But talk to me about that process, man.
It's sad because I want everybody to go to the top with me.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is the hardest part of filmmaking for me. I think it makes me the most saddest, if I'm going to be honest with you. I want everyone to have success, but I cannot want success more than you want the success for yourself. I can't keep putting you in opportunities to help make you successful when you keep passing them up. And so those individuals, they tend to fall off because they don't want it bad enough. When you don't want something bad enough, no matter how hard someone else wants it for you, no matter how bad they want it for you, no matter how hard they fight to advocate to get those things for you, you're not going to have them. Not because you can't, but because your attitude is like a flat tire. If you don't change it, you're simply not going anywhere.
I fucking love that, bro. That's fucking amazing, man. So talk to me, bro. Like, what would you define, bro, as success? Doing this, you know, the independent filming. What is success for you, bro?
I believe that success, to me, the definition of success is not a place. It's not a person. It is simply leaving those individuals better than how you found them. To me, that is success. When you can do that, that is the best fulfillment.
Absolutely. Raising up the people around you, raising up the culture. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm big on that. I'm big on raising up the culture. I'm big on raising up the people around you.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, that's something that, you know what I mean, will last forever.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
People will forget what you said. They'll forget what you look like, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
They'll forget until like they actually see you up there though.
Yeah.
yeah. Some people, some people do.
Well, you know that it's sad. It really is sad because you have a lot of talented individuals, but because of their attitude, they're just, like I said, they're never going to go anywhere.
Fuck them.
You know? I mean, to each his own. I mean, my way of telling them go fuck themselves is being more successful, and that's what they don't realize. I'm going to always make another film. I'm going to always elevate. I'm going to always outdo the last film. They're just going to have to watch from the sidelines.
I love that shit.
You know? And that's just what it comes down to. I mean, listen, I wish everyone success. I really hope God has mercy upon my enemies because I won't.
I love that. I love that. God forgives, I don't, for sure.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
That's it.
Now, I just have a few more questions. For as far as like this portion, we're gonna get into some more fun questions a little bit.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like the future of independent filmmaking, man? How do you feel like, where do you think like we're going to, especially with streaming and things of that nature? I mean, you got AI that can pretty much build things on its own. Like, where do you see the independent?
Do you use AI?
Filming going?
That's what I want to know.
I don't
everybody's using AI. You use it.
I don't use AI. I think it kills creativity.
Right.
I think it sends the wrong message. I think it promotes unrealistic expectations, and I think it's lazy.
For sure.
I think it's 100% lazy. If you're going to have AI write a script for you, then where's it coming from?
Right.
If you're going to have AI do these things for you, then you don't belong in the indie film scene. You're a fraud to me.
Right.
That's what I feel. I feel AI is the biggest threat to society as a whole. If I'm going to be honest.
You do realize that like everybody in not just the entertainment industry, but everybody in general, like in any sort of aspect, is using AI right now.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a way you can use AI where it's like it's helping you with the task and not doing the work for you.
But that's
so
the problem. People are going to get lazier and lazier with that.
Do you think like it's oversaturated?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's going to ruin like
everything? It's ruining society. Social media has ruined society. You're talking about AI now. It's the anti-social network. That's what this is.
Yeah.
You know, you know, and that's just what I believe. Everyone's entitled to believe what they want. But if you're asking me, that's what I think. I think it's going to kill creativity. I think it's for lazy individuals. I think it's a shortcut.
I think it does too. I've seen it. I mean, I don't know. I've seen people like who do music, and they'll basically just ask one of these AIs to write a song for them, and it's just like that's ridiculous.
That is wild.
I mean, yeah, because they don't have to do it, and who's really gonna sit there and be like, oh, you got that from, you know what I mean? No one's gonna know, but it's just like, you know, it like you said, it takes away from the creativity, and that's why I think
it
like
takes away from integrity as well. The integrity's gone. You don't know what's real and what's not, and I think that's a dangerous world.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
You know what I think is crazy, too? I think what happens is you're going to see a lot of people that maybe they might have a big rise, a meteoric rise, and then they can't sell a fucking thing, or they can't move you like they did before. You know what I mean? They can't touch the people like they did before, right? Because it's like it was never authentic to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
those people will be exposed.
For sure.
You know, eventually time exposes everyone.
Absolutely. And I mean, we see this a lot with music. I mean, I don't know who your favorite artists are. I don't know who you listen to. Who do you listen to a lot?
You want me to be honest with you? I'm kind of a
I'm
weird.
a mixed bag too.
So I listen to it depends. Like I listen to, my wife loves country music. I'm not really into country music. I listen to a little bit of Drake, but for me,
so that's why he's on here.
I like Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny's new album.
I love Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny's dope. I love his story. But honestly, I'm a weirdo, so I listen to a lot of trailer music. You know what trailer music is?
Yes. I know exactly.
Like movie, like I'll put like really slow motion, you know, like that Christopher Nolan kind of.
Yeah.
And I start like thinking I'm in the music video, and I'm just like thinking about it, and I'm just like, you know, and I'm like, all right, this is when this part hits, and then it's weird. I'm the weirdo.
Your friends get there, there's orchestras playing in the background. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good, bro. Like I said, it's all good, brother. So I mean, I want to get into some more fun questions, but I want to ask this last one. What do you think needs to change about like the independent scene, or what do you think like they need to, you know, maybe the treatment needs to be a little better? What would you change about the independent scene?
The oversaturation of pretentious independent filmmakers drives me nuts. These guys think they have more talent than what they actually have. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and crap on anybody's production, but I'm trying to change the narrative of what and how people view independent films. Right? When you think about an independent film, you think it's shot on an iPhone, low quality, terrible this, terrible sound. That's why we're revolutionizing independent filmmaking. That's the whole reason I created this company.
Absolutely.
When people look at this film and they look at my quality and they associate my last name. See, the goal for me is making my last name bigger than my first name. Absolutely. And letting them know, hey, that's a LaSalle production, man. You didn't know? What? Wait, watch this guy. He does with no money.
Yeah.
And so that in itself, you say, all right, well, listen, this guy's done 7 films in 7 years or 6 films in 6 years. He's revolutionized it. Like, we don't even feel like we're watching an independent film. Right. That's the level I want to be on. So it just pisses me off when I see these independent filmmakers that just think they have more talent than what they have. It's one thing to create content. It's another thing to give yourself a title you didn't earn. Like, when I tell people I'm the greatest independent filmmaker in the world, I am the greatest independent filmmaker in the world. I've done the work. My work speaks for itself. My integrity, my accomplishments. You go look up WILFRED LaSalle and you see what you see, and the world will tell you. If you ask ChatGPT, who's the greatest independent filmmaker in the world, they're going to tell you WILFRED LaSalle.
I fucking love it.
I guarantee you. Look it up. I mean, I
it.
can't stand those pretentious independent filmmakers. I just can't stand them. I think that it just destroys the image. If you're going to make an independent film, make it with love. Don't just make it to put out content.
Right.
Make it with some love, man. Put some effort. Put some money into that camera work. You know, like, do the work, man. Do the work. It's crazy.
That's the scary part.
Can I ask, I know that you are very strong and independent for yourself.
Yes.
Would you ever try to, like, you know, work with other filmmakers too?
No, never. There's only one place you're going to always see me. You'll never see me in another set unless it's LaSalle Productions.
There we go.
That's it. I don't work on any other set. That's another thing. No directors, and you won't catch me working on nobody else's set. People can sit there and say he's never been on a real set. My sets are real sets. I don't need to be on Stars. I don't need to be on Power. I don't need to do background. Nothing against background, but I don't need to do that because I know what I have here. I know what LaSalle Productions brings. Those actors who have been with me, past or present, know who the greatest is. Whether they want to admit it or not, they know. They're looking at them.
So what if, like, Universal like knocks on your door, like Fox or something like that? Knocks on your door.
That's different. That's a little different. Like, remember what I said about Steven Spielberg? I said no other. Like I said, if they have a budget for me and they're giving me a budget that I can bring some of my actors with, that's a whole different ballgame. But like to work on another independent film, like no, like that, yes, but not like, oh, we want you to collab. No, I don't collab. It's either bigger than LaSalle Productions. I'm not downgrading. Right. So it's either going to be A24, which we're right here with them, or it's going to be Universal, Fox, Peacock, whatever it is. That's what I mean by that. But like collaborating with other indie filmmakers, even if their work is decent, no, it takes away from me. I'm exclusive to my company, and that's why you see me branded, and that's why I wear it, because it's my company.
I respect that. Yeah. I respect that. I respect that because it truly is. Like I said, your vision is your vision,
and they're not going to put the same care and love that I put into my work. Right. So I have to be able to trust you to know, like, you're not going to downgrade my actors and put them in crappy work and crappy. You know, that's why I'm so selective. Like, I get so upset when I see. I'm like, you did such a great film with me. Like, why would you downgrade and go into that? Like, for a reel. Yeah, dude, I'll make a reel for you. I'll give you a reel. I'll film it for you. I don't know. I'm just very selective. But again, I'm not judging anybody. Right. I'm not sitting here saying I'm better than anybody. What I am saying is, I know what I bring. I know the quality of what LaSalle Productions is. I built this company from nothing. Right. You're talking about a man who decided to build a company from scratch, from nothing. So the level of quality that I want to deliver, I want to make sure that when people see my films, they're like, nah, man, that guy is... anything you see from him is next level, man. This guy
where can we find your films at?
Right now, my films are on Tubi. You have Oculus, Hilo 3, Graves. They're on Tubi. And on Amazon Prime, they're also there. And also Hilo and Hilo 2 are on Amazon Prime. Yep. So I'm trying to get away from Tubi. You know, Tubi gets a bad rap for having those bad movies, right?
They do.
So let's use the analogy. When you compare another pretentious independent filmmaker and Tubi, right? I want to get away from it because to me, I don't want to be grouped with that. Right? I don't want to be in that same ballpark. I need to get on bigger networks. That's going to create that separation. Right. Listen, nothing against Tubi, but you know they get a bad rap for that.
They do.
And I don't want to be associated with that because then it's like, oh well, he's another Tubi indie. You know how they say he's another Tubi movie.
Tubi movies do get a bad rap. Right. They do. I mean, there are some diamonds in there for sure.
Right.
There are some diamonds in there.
Man.
But yeah, they do get a bad rap. I think that they're just business models a little screwed because they just let anybody on there. And that's the problem.
But that's the problem. When you do that, you got an oversaturation of pretentious independent filmmakers. Just like, all right, I'm gonna put this together and throw it on there. Right. It just drives me nuts.
For sure.
Because I'm such a perfectionist, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah. Because you need to cater that. You know what I mean? Like you need to, especially like if it's your business, you want the best of the best, or you know what I mean. You want to work with certain people that you know are giving you amazing quality, man.
Yeah. And listen, some people,
one of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you, man. But some people can't afford to get those big cameras. But I tell them, all right, listen, if you can't do that, then figure out a way to either like do the production slower. Like I put money away and hire a good cinematographer, and I had to do that. Like dude, there were times before I started filming my own movies, I used to have to pay cinematographers. Yeah. There were times we had a 15-day contract, right, to film the movie. I only had the money for 1 day. Yeah. And I was like, okay, if my back is up against the wall and I know everyone's depending on me, I know this is kind of crazy, but you'll find a way or you'll find an excuse.
Right.
You understand? Right. So that's what I'm saying. When people give me excuses, I'm like, that's excuses. I don't want to hear that. Yeah. Make your films better. Yeah. Right? You want to compete with LaSalle Productions? You're going to have to get up at 2 a.m, send 3,000 emails a day, and that's the tipping of the iceberg to see if you could even compete to where we're at. So it's a competitive business, but again, like I told you, there's no one better than my company but A24 right now. And like I said, we're coming for them. Period.
Period. If you ask me, it's you guys. And then
listen, A24, yo, he coming for you.
I'm coming for them, man. I don't think they understand. I'm coming for them.
No, they don't. They don't get it. They don't understand. Not yet. They will when they start seeing all those LaSalle Productions coming up all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Will, man, I want to ask a couple more fun questions.
Sure, man.
He's going to ask you to be in a movie, too. I'll just let you know that.
That's all right. Shoot, we welcome everybody. If you have talent, if you have acting experience, if you don't have acting experience, listen, you sign a contract, you come on with gratitude, not attitude, you're welcome. That's it.
There we go. So if you guys are looking to get on a movie, you know what I mean, work with one of the top independent filmmakers, reach out to my guy LaSalle, man.
The greatest independent filmmaker.
That's right.
The absolute greatest independent filmmaker in the world.
The greatest. I misspoke. Hey, man.
For your neck.
What's your favorite movie, bro?
Rocky IV.
Rocky IV is your favorite
So
movie?
if I had to go, Rocky IV is my favorite movie. My second favorite movie is The Crow with Brandon Lee, 1994.
Okay.
My third favorite movie is Gladiator.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
How'd you feel about the second one? Yeah.
I love the second one. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
I thought it was good.
You saw Gladiator 2? So the only gripe I have with Gladiator 2 is that they should have given him Maximus's helmet. That would have been dope.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have
that would have been cool. That would have been
right?
cool.
That would have been dope.
What about you, G?
What, my favorite movie of all time?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, bro, if I have to pick one movie, and I mean this is gonna sound like anybody's typical movie, but I mean it's got to be The Godfather, right? Like The Godfather is like
everybody. You know what I mean? It's always The Godfather or Scarface or I'm telling you, man.
Like it's one of my favorite movies, but number 2, I have one that you guys probably would never even guess.
What's that?
The Warriors.
Yeah, that's good.
I love that fucking movie. Like I can watch that movie a million times. I can watch it. It was just that good to me, and it resonated so much. You know what I mean? Just that team of guys trying to get home resonated. You know what I mean?
That's dope. Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. So who would you say is your favorite movie?
Y'all gonna hate me.
Yeah, let's hear it. I want to hear it.
What is it? Pootie Tang?
No.
Not Pootie Tang?
That is a good one. That is a good one. But no, y'all gonna hate me.
No, I love Pootie Tang too. But
So y'all gonna hate me. One, I don't really like watching movies as much. But it's Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
oh my God!
I told y'all.
Out of all the Fast and the Furious movies, the third one?
No, I really like them all. Because
Bro, you could have said 1 or 2 and I would have been with you.
Yeah, man. Well.
Here's the thing about it.
Oh, man.
Because the thing about it is, me, I like automotive. You already know. I'm in
No, for
I'm in
sure.
automotive.
Yes,
and
for
the
sure.
thing about it is, with Tokyo Drift, those cars are really stunt cars. A lot of those cars are usually show cars. With Tokyo Drift, those ones are actual stunt cars. Like they are actually tuned,
I didn't know that.
They are actually tuned to actually like drift.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't know. I thought he was gonna say Fast 5. That was good.
Listen, if you give me the original, I love the original.
I like Fast Fives because of the plot, but I was like, yo, I like the street racing also.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, they're making another one. They're making part 2 of 10. I think.
to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about it.
They're going to space. They're going to space.
They're going to space. They're going underground.
1 through 6, I was like, all right, bet, cool, because I had the whole CDs. I
heard they fighting Thanos in that part too.
I don't give a fuck about that shit. Tokyo Drift was dope for me because of the fact that those were actual drift.
Who was your favorite character? Bow Wow?
Hell no.
I was gonna say that too. You beat me to that.
To
one.
be honest with you, I love DK and I love DK's car. Like I love Nissan. I love the 350Z and I love Veilside. So in all honesty, that was like my favorite.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Did you see him in the later movies, bro? Like his shit was.
Bro, that's bro, he looks horrible.
I know.
He aged like milk. Hey, shout out to
know.
you, but you aged like milk, brother.
Trust me, I know. But Tokyo Drift, the 350Z with the Veilside body kit, like that was an actual twin turbo, like with a Nismo differential and lowering springs, and it was drifting perfect. I was like, all right, this is an actual movie that I can sit there and be like, all right, I like it because there was a balance of like plot and street racing and street drifting.
It was good.
So that's why I loved it.
Not my favorite, but it was good. So what would you guys say? What's your favorite director? Who's your favorite director? Who's
I want to know who's your
So I have a few: Scorsese, Nolan,
okay,
Tarantino, Michael Mann.
okay.
A lot of people don't know about Michael Mann. Heat.
What's your favorite movie by him?
Heat.
Okay.
Graves was inspired by Heat.
Fire.
You haven't seen Graves, man. You guys, Graves is to this date. Graves is one of my greatest films. I don't care what anybody says. The crowd, everyone has spoken. My cast still says that Graves. It's inspired by 999, Den of Thieves,
Nice.
The Town, and Heat. If you watch if you watch Graves, you're gonna say, "Holy crap!" With the goatees in that film, I have a goatee. I changed up my hair. My hair's a little crazy.
Yeah.
You got to see it. It's on Tubi, it's on Apple TV, and it's on Amazon.
That's freaking.
Yeah,
That's freaking.
on Apple TV. Graves. Just type in Graves, it comes right up. That's
awesome.
that is a heist movie.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
my
I
first
have
feature.
Apple TV. I'm
First
definitely
feature.
gonna
Yeah,
watch
check it out.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so those are your favorite, and then your number one is you said Scorsese, right? That would be your number one. Or who would you say is like your number?
Nolan.
Who is your guy? Nolan is your guy.
Nolan. I love
Okay.
Nolan. I love his style. His
yeah.
style is very similar to my style. Like we have the same. Like I feel like I like his style. Like that's where I always go. Nolan.
Yeah. No, I mean, he makes
Very
nothing but
Nolan.
bangers. The
Oh,
guy's
man.
amazing. You know what I'm saying?
He's making a new. What is it? It's about his favorite movie. It's about like these blue helicopters or whatever it's called. Something with blue something. That's his newest movie he's coming out with. Nolan. It's called Blue something, Blue Sky. I don't know. It's about like LAPD helicopters or something
Really?
like that. Yeah, something.
You know what? But those are the ones that I enjoy the most, man, because those are the ones that get real personal, intrapersonal.
A lot of people didn't like Tenet. I like Tenet. I thought Tenet was good. It was a pandemic film.
You know
I
what?
thought it was great.
Tenet was one of those movies where I think you gotta
understand
sit there. Yeah, you gotta sit there and watch it. Maybe you gotta watch it once or twice.
Yeah, he was his own. He was the villain.
Yeah,
like himself. Like he was against him. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was like I said.
I
But
like that.
But that's the dope part about it when you have somebody who's like, listen, I come in, I command this space. Like, this is what I want to do with the movie, as opposed to somebody else who comes on there and like, the company's just like, this is what you're gonna do and this is how you're gonna do it.
That's why I love making my own films and having the freedom that I have, because no one can tell me what to do.
Right.
I don't like being told what to do. So
Right. No, I hear
I don't know. It's something about people telling me what to do. I just can't stand it.
That's fucking
I don't
awesome,
know.
man.
That's why. But I'm honest.
Hey, tell the truth, hey.
I don't like being told what to do,
Grown-ass man, what the
Yeah,
hell?
I don't like being told what to do.
Who would you say your favorite director is? Do you have one?
Not really, but I think. Nah.
Yeah, let's hear this. It's gonna be something off the wall. Let's hear.
Yeah, probably.
Nah, I mean, to be honest with you, because I think I heard this like from Ludacris, from when the director who did Too Fast Too Furious.
Yeah.
He usually puts on a lot of people, and that, like, for instance, he technically put on like Ludacris, like, and they end up being bigger than what you would think.
I mean, shout outs to the shout outs to the rappers who take it serious, man. There are very few rappers that actually take it serious when they get put on a movie set.
Yep.
So I mean, Tyrese and obviously Ludacris are two of those guys. Another one is Common.
Well,
Those
not
guys
only that.
yeah.
I don't know what happened to this guy. What was this guy's name? It was Tego Calderon.
Yeah.
Tego was good, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget about him. He started in the Fast movies. He was fire. I don't know what happened. Don Omar was a good actor.
Yeah, I remember. Yo, they were hilarious together. I'm not even gonna lie. They were hilarious.
And they did a couple of movies. I was like, man, these guys can act. Normally, it's harder to do that. But they sold me on being good actors for that.
I love when they take the time and they really, you know what I mean? They really do it, because then
The Rock plays himself in every movie. So
But then
can't.
I think he did other movies, and it was like, all right,
Rock
he actually
pisses me off.
puts on a lot of these guys who's like, all right, these guys might be like, in music and stuff like that. Let's put him into other stuff, and they end up like doing more like, and end up getting bigger for it.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
That's why I was like, I respect it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's good.
No,
That's
I mean, my favorite is Steven Spielberg. He's like I said, for my
I just
childhood,
mentioned- and I mentioned
it was
him,
like
Spielberg.
my
Spielberg.
childhood.
I forgot about Spielberg. He's great.
It was filled with what he did. You know what I mean? So like, I can't go like more than 5 feet in my childhood. I say like, he created that. That was awesome.
He is one of the greatest.
You know what I mean?
He is one of the
For
greatest.
sure. You know what I mean?
Spielberg.
Like,
you got to mention Spielberg.
So he's probably always going to be my number one. One of the guys I would say that I'm really looking forward to, and I really like what he's done so far, is like Ryan Coogler. Love what he's been doing.
With Black Panther.
Man.
And I think he did what's that new movie with Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, Sinners! I
Sinners.
can't wait to
I
see
wanna
that.
see that.
That's what I'm
That's gonna
saying.
be
So
good.
like, he's really like
Coogler's
impressed.
good.
I really
I didn't
him,
like Black Panther 2, but
again, I feel like
alright.
it was the decision they made to not recast.
did he do Creed 3 too?
He did do Creed 3.
Yeah, it was
he
good.
Did,
Creed 3 was good.
Yeah, he did.
Creed 3
So,
was good.
so he did, like I said. With Black Panther, I think, like I said, because they didn't want to recast. I
Right.
understand, listen, show love, you know what I mean? Like, the memorials, all that stuff, like I said, because he was an amazing actor. He deserved all the love he got.
Yeah.
I remember when he, what was the movie where he played Jackie Robinson, right? Where he,
LA Dodgers.
right. So, I mean, he was an amazing talent.
He was good. He was good in Bridges. Was that
Yes,
Bridges?
Bridges at 21 or something like
21
Bridges. Right.
21
So
Bridges.
he's an amazing actor, but sometimes I feel like, listen, the character needs to live on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how you show like the support and the love for that person. You're like, listen, we're gonna handle your character with love and care. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like they should have did it, but I feel like social media took precedence, and then they said they weren't going to do it because
They're gonna recast. They're gonna make his son Black Panther.
Yeah, well now they're going to recast
Yeah,
it.
they're
You
gonna
know
have
what I
to
mean?
recast
Well,
him,
so it's a
People weren't ready for that. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
So
Everyone was.
it's
was
tough.
sad.
I mean,
Really
it's a sad. It's a sad.
was
It's
sad.
a really sad moment, man. Extremely sad moment. So let's talk about one of the guys that we just mentioned a little while ago, man. One of my, like, he drives me crazy, but The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Because The Rock will make like 5 horrible movies, and then he'll make one where I'm like, oh, this is pretty good, and then he'll go back and make another 4 movies where I'm just like, what the fuck?
Between The Rock and Jason Statham, they're like the modern day Steven Seagal. They play the same character in every movie.
yeah,
I mean, it's just like right? Jason Statham plays the same character in every movie.
Bro, I fuss with Statham though. I fuss with him though.
But he's the same character.
So much ass.
No, but Jason Statham and
Click, Crank,
It's the
same
same
bookkeeper,
Oh my God.
same character, same temperament, same.
I don't know.
everything.
I think it works though.
But
I
at
think
least,
it
listen,
works.
at least, man, listen, Seagal was bad because he wouldn't even let nobody get close to beating him.
Yeah.
He would just show up on set
in a bar,
Yeah,
beat up
beat up
6 guys,
everybody,
yeah.
not a scratch on him. I'm like, come on, dog, come on. So at least these other guys are like, all right, we'll take some lickings.
Yeah.
But no, listen, The Rock does some great movies. He does a lot of bad movies, but he does a lot of. He also does. A
I don't
few
like.
good movies.
I personally don't like The Rock as an actor. I mean, listen, but who am I to talk? I'm terrible. I mean,
Well, I mean, so I
I'm
would
a terrible
say,
actor. Who am I talking about? Terrible
You run
actor.
around actors all the time.
I know. I'm terrible. I'm over here
you
talking
can judge. You can judge. That's fine.
Yeah, make him look good. Yeah.
So I would say this, right? There are a few actors, right, where their personality just shines so much where that's who they are, right? Like I will say this, right? Robert Downey Jr., amazing actor.
Oh,
Does he
yeah.
play the
But-
same person every movie? Absolutely.
So does Ryan Reynolds.
You know what I'm saying? Ryan Reynolds
Another
too.
guy who
But it's like you can never get enough. You're like, oh, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
fucking awesome. But because
Yeah.
they're charismatic, where I
and,
feel,
and Jason Bateman. Besides, did you see Carry On? He was good in Carry On.
was good in
That was the
Carry On.
first time
He
I
was
seen
good in
Jason
Carry
Bateman
On.
change. I like him as a villain.
Yeah, and he,
Yeah,
I mean,
Bateman was
but
good.
I think everybody should explore that. I think
Yeah.
every actor should explore being a
Ozark was
villain.
pretty
You know,
Yeah.
Ozark was amazing
Ozark,
too.
Ozark, phenomenal. Phenomenal.
What was the movie, man? Because he does a lot of funny movies too, man. I remember the moment.
Horrible Bosses was good.
Horrible Bosses was good, but he did another one. I think it was called Tammy. Did you see that one? The
No.
one Tammy.
I saw that one.
Bro, and the funniest moment, like watch it, and there's this moment in the restaurant where she's ordering food, and she's like, "The fuck you are," and I remember laughing. And it was a regular reaction, but it was so
That's
fucking
great.
hilarious.
That's great.
But yeah, man, like I said, like a lot of and Robert Downey Jr. he plays like the same person, but
Yeah.
it's like it's so good every time.
He's great.
You know
He's
what I'm
coming
saying?
back as Doom.
About time.
And Evans is coming back as Captain Hydra.
Isn't that crazy?
I love it. That's great. That they know that that's the only way to save the MCU. And the new trailer for Fantastic Four comes out on the 4th.
Right.
Super Bowl.
So since we're talking about that, man, how do you feel? Like, are you a Marvel guy? Are you a Marvel guy? A DC guy?
I'm an everything guy. I love everything. I love all like Marvel, DC. I'm a Batman guy.
Okay.
I'm a diehard Batman.
Yeah, Batman always
I
kills
feel
it.
like I'm Batman.
As far as the production is concerned, like who do you think? I mean, obviously we know that Marvel is killing DC right now on the
Oh
production
yeah,
side.
because they
and all that
developed the
good stuff.
characters. They took the time to develop.
So
everything.
I just kind of want to get your opinion. Like, why do you think DC? And I'll give you my opinion. I think DC is kind of not performing well because I feel like their characters, and this is just me. Maybe you have a different opinion. I think their characters are not suited necessarily for the big screen. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're crazy." I just, like I said, Batman, yes,
I got a
Superman,
whole
but I
different-
feel like a lot of their characters they're not suited for the big screen. I think they're more animated, where I think
They do
is
good with
Marvel,
animation.
right? And I
do
think
better with
Marvel, their characters so much better in live action than I feel like they even are in animated.
Well, it has to do with writing too. It has to do with the fact that I feel like, James Gunn and Peter Safran just took on. They just took on, Warner Brothers. I'm not a fan of James Gunn.
No,
No, I'm not a fan of his work. I didn't like the new Superman trailer.
Okay. You like any of the Guardians?
I love the Guardians were good.
Okay.
I just don't like his style. Zack Snyder's okay. I'm not crazy about Zack, but I just feel like, to me, I think Cavill was one of the best Supermen.
He was.
Him and
He
Reeves.
was.
I think
He
him
was.
and- him and
He
Reeves.
embodied Superman. For
He
sure.
really did, man. And I was really upset when I listen, I want to see how David Cornsweet does, but I saw the trailer and I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, it looks too like, I don't know. I just felt like, and then I think they saw him flying. They just released, and he looked a little cockeyed.
Yeah,
And I was
he-
like, all right, I don't. Did you see that? I was just like, you see that? I caught that. I was like, what's going on here?
Cockeyed Superman.
Look, you didn't see that? Go look at the new trailer. And he's flying.
You
I
guys
was like,
have some
oh my
tweaking to do, buddy.
Unless that's on purpose because of the aerodynamics and the velocity. Maybe they're doing that realism look.
Bro.
But I caught that. I was like, because I don't watch.
Spider-Man took a bullet to the eye
Yeah.
once.
I don't watch a film like me. When I watch a film, I watch a film to dissect it. Like everyone watches it to enjoy it. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, yeah, they cut there, and when the mouth is moving and they cut to the other angle, that means he wasn't saying what he was saying on that
Right,
angle.
right,
Then they cut. They used the other audio piece. I can't help it. Like when I watch stuff, I watch it like that. I'm like, oh, and I can't enjoy it. Then after the third time, then I can enjoy it.
Does that help you more, or does that
It's
does it get you
annoying.
more excited? Okay,
It's
I was
annoying.
gonna say when you're
It's
watching a
annoying.
movie, it's
It's
kind of just like,
annoying. Yeah, it's
oh, they
distracting
cut it
for me.
here, they did here, and you're just like, you can't really enjoy it.
Because then my ADHD in HD kicks in, and then I'm like, all right, shit, all right, yeah, I can't like function because I'm like trying to get this like. But it's. I go to the movies every weekend. I'm gonna go see the new Captain America. I don't know how that's.
Oh man, I can't.
I want to
wait.
see that.
I can't wait.
I want to see that.
Can't wait.
Red Hulk, right? We're gonna get Red
Listen,
Hulk.
man. I need my president is black, and so is my Captain America. You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying, man.
Listen, I think Anthony Mackie's amazing, man. I like him, and I like where they're going with that. That they don't want to accept him because he's of color. I love that. It speaks to what society is today.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
absolutely.
it's real for me. So I like that. I think he's gonna do great. I don't know about Red Hulk. I saw the CGI. You saw the CGI? It doesn't look as good, but I mean, we'll see.
We'll see when the movie comes out, man. You know what I mean? They have their style, and I mean, I was gonna ask that. Do you your style? You know what I mean? Like, have you honed in and you think like you've got it like set, or do you think there's still more evolution like in your style of shooting and stuff like that?
So there's definitely more evolution. There's always time and a place to grow. What's weird is I shot the entire film for Security Guard. For Oculus, I shot about 90% of it, and then I had another cinematographer come in because I was actually in that film. Security Guard is the only film I'm not in.
Okay.
So, and rightfully so, I have no business being in the film, right? We don't want any more horrible acting from me, but
hey, Stanley's was almost an honest movie before he died. That's okay.
But yeah, I shot the entire film with the exception of tripod shots for like certain stills. I shot the entire film handheld.
That's fire.
Yeah, so I didn't use the gimbal at all for Security Guard. I shot it handheld. Yeah, it was on. We had a small rig cage, Sony A7 III. That's the camera we used. I used the integrated mic. I didn't use and it's the first time we didn't use the boom mic.
Okay.
And I think the sound sounds much better with an integrated Rode mic than the boom mic. I don't know why, but it just Oculus
shotgun mic, yeah.
Yeah, shotgun Rode mic. So Oculus's sound was terrible. So like I had to a lot of it needed work, but this is really crisp.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've been working on too, like my sound, like trying to get that better. I think that, like a lot of the actors that gave me feedback, they're like, Will, like the sound was bad. Okay, cool. I got to fix that. I got to make sure that looks better. You're always trying to improve. You're always trying to evolve. I think that there's always room to grow. The moment I feel like I can tell you, I'm good, I've arrived, then I'm doing myself a disservice, and I got to check that ego because you can always grow. You can always take some kind of constructive criticism to make yourself better.
So let me ask.
Like a flat tire, man. You don't change that tire. It's like changing that attitude. You're not going anywhere.
So let me ask: is it only going to be the big screen? Are you going for, or do you, or can you ever kind of go into different directions? Like for instance, TV sitcoms, or maybe music videos or anything else.
So for me, no, I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any music videos. I mean, can I do them? Yeah. But like for me, it's strictly indie films. I'm gonna do my contract for myself. I made this promise to myself was 9 films in 9 years. Now I added one more film. First it said 8, now 9. My wife's gonna kill me. So like I said, we've already done Hilo. We've done Hilo 2. We've done Graves. We've done Hilo 3. We've done Oculus. We've done Security Guard. 7 is Veteran. 8 is Lucy on Autism. 9 is my labor of love. My final film on screen, Gravestone, which is a prequel to Graves.
Yes. Okay.
And, yeah. Prequel to Graves. If you watch Graves, you're going to see it happens right before Graves.
Is this like a whole universe itself?
It's a whole LCU. No, it's separate films, but it's the
LaSalle Cinematic Universe.
The
LaSalle Cinematic Universe.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. So it's just 9 films in 9 years. It's never been done. No other independent filmmaker has ever done that. From what I know, it's never been done. 9 films in 9 years.
That is fucking awesome.
Yep.
That is fucking awesome, bro. I love that. And
brought you guys some shirts, man. They're rocking the LaSalle gear, right?
Heard.
That's it. We gotta brand it.
I do want to ask you like just a few questions about that, right? Because like what we're seeing in TV now, we're seeing something a lot more different than what we were seeing before, right? So shows were kind of made, as cheap as you could do it, you know what I mean? As low, pump out 60 episodes a season, and now we're seeing more that they're taking more care with it. I mean, the quality is up there. I mean, some of these shows look just like movies, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so you would never, like that would, the movies are things, but I would ask
to make a TV show. No, a lot of people have asked me. They said, "Listen, Will, are you ever going to make a horror film?" And to be honest with you, I don't know. Listen, we may get to 9 films, right? And I may say, you know what? Let me do 10.
Yeah.
Let me do one more.
That's always how it goes.
My
That's always how it goes.
My wife is hoping that it's not going to happen. She's hoping. She's like, all right, once you're done with 9, listen, my goal.
Make 10. Please make that horror film. I want to be in it. And I want to make sure that I am not the black guy that get killed.
No,
first.
you will not be the black guy that gets killed. Absolutely not.
Maybe after the credits, but Miss LaSalle, we're not stopping.
We're not doing that. But listen, I'll be honest with you. So like after the 9 films, the goal for me, There's a couple of things I want to accomplish. I want to work for Lionsgate. I'm going to work for these big productions. I'm going to go out there, give them what I have to give them, and tell them, listen, I've done 9 films in 9 years with no money. Give me the budget. I'll make you more money than you can count.
Yes, sir.
And then,
yes, sir.
And then the goal for me after that, once I retire from indie filmmaking, is to create my own podcast.
There we go.
Write my book, and I want to do a docuseries on my life. So that'll be that's going to be very deep. A lot of people are going to see things that they never knew about me besides what I've discussed.
Right.
I'm going to go back to where I grew up. I'm going to film a lot of stuff. It's going to take me about 2 years to make the documentary, but it's going to be very deep. People are going to see pictures of me that they never saw. It'll really reflect my core, my life, and everything I've been through. And hopefully, people can see that and be motivated and say, "Man, that guy, he came from nothing, man." His And listen, again, no pity committee.
No,
somebody else got it harder than me, but you know what? It's what you do with that hard.
That's true.
You choose your hard, right? Yeah. You there's no growth in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. And a lot of people, thank you. And a lot of people don't understand that. They want change. They want to be successful, but they don't want to do the work.
Right.
And they want to be mad at you for being where you are because you did the work.
You put in the work. Right? Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy. You know that. I mean, listen.
I know.
It's insane. People will label you and tell you, "Hey, listen, you're this, you're that." Listen, man, I'm hardworking. You can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. My work speaks for itself. I mean, everything I do it with love. I do it with care. I try to help everybody. I put everybody in opportunities to win. It's up to them to take those opportunities and actually do something with them.
Absolutely.
And that's just where I'm at. I mean, you're not a $100 bill. Not everybody's gonna like you.
That's very true. That's right.
It's just what
I like
it is.
that one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Dropping bombs on you, right?
I love that one. No, but it's true, right? You know what I mean? You can meet 100 people. Doesn't mean they're all gonna like you. Doesn't mean y'all gonna mesh. I mean, it just is what it is. You can't control that, but what you can control is what you do and how you move forward.
And how you react to negativity. And like I said, we rise above hate here. I mean, like I said, we are revolutionizing independent filmmaking. I am thankful to my entire cast and crew who have contributed to the success of my production.
Yeah.
I've hoped that I have given them opportunities that they never had. And you just hope they appreciate it. You hope that they come back and they tell you, "Hey, look, Will, I got this gig because of your reel," or the agent loved this and they love that. Because, that's what this is about. This is about creating opportunity for each other, helping each other out, and being better than you were yesterday.
Absolutely.
Not being better than anyone else, just going out there, doing the work. Look, here's the reality. We're all going to die, right? We're all going to die at some point. And I always say this on every podcast, but I'm going to say it on this one. You have a birth date that you know of. You have a death date that you don't know of, right? Now, what you do in between that time will ultimately define your life. Now, some people have a longer time to be here. Some people have a shorter time. The beauty of life is you don't know when you're going to die. Right. Because if you knew the day you were going to die, then you would do everything that's unnatural in your power to get everything accomplished. Absolutely. Right? Because we have this preconceived notion that we have all this time and we're entitled to the next day. Here today, gone today.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm grateful to have this opportunity that you guys have given me. I'm grateful that I'm able to share. Thank you. I'm grateful that you guys, took the time to invite me on. I'm grateful for any opportunity I get to speak to the viewers, to inspire somebody. If I can change one life, that's what it means to me, because I need to be who I needed when I was younger. And that is what it's all about. It's about helping people, paying it forward, and being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You have to understand that in life, you get one life.
That's very true.
You get one shot, and that's what you have to do. You have to take every opportunity to create the life that you want. And I have said this numerous times, and I'm going to say it again. Resistance and persistence will personify everything you want. If you want it bad enough, you will get out there and work for it, period.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I love the message, man. I love the energy that you bring, bro.
Thank you, man.
Like I said. So, man, listen, man, we can probably talk for days and hours, man, and we can keep going, man, because like I said, the conversation is amazing.
Thank you.
I do got to cut it here, though, unfortunately. But please let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at www.lasalleproductions.com, or you can look me up. You can Google me. I'm a public figure at WILFRED LaSalle. That's WILFRED. My last name is capital L, lowercase a, space, capital S, lowercase a, LLE, and everything will come up, including my bio, my IMDb, any articles that have been written on me. You can contact me. You can email me. If you're interested in acting, if you're interested in connecting with me on any level, reach out to me. I always answer my emails. So if you reach out to me, I will email you back. I will never leave an unread email from anyone. So anyone who knows me knows I am big on communication. I will get back to you.
Awesome. Let them know where they can find you, my friend.
Late_night_3RD on IG.
I am where G at. Don't look for me. You won't find me. This has been No Handouts Podcast. And we out.
Later.